Hello, everyone, and welcome to English with Sam and Nora. I'm Sam.
And I'm Nora. Welcome to our podcast for English learners. We're so excited you're here today.
Today, we have a really practical topic for you. We're going to learn how to talk about your daily routine in English.
That's right. Your daily routine means all the things you do every day, like waking up, eating breakfast, going to work, and going to sleep.
Exactly. And this is one of the most common conversation topics in English. When you meet new people, they often ask about your day or your routine.
They might say things like, "What time do you wake up?" or "How was your morning?" So it's really important to know how to answer these questions naturally.
Before we dive into our lesson, let's share how our morning went today. Nora, tell us about your morning routine today.
Well, I woke up at 6:30 this morning. Then I took a hot shower to help me wake up completely.
6:30, that's early.
Yeah, I'm definitely a morning person. After my shower, I made some coffee and had toast with jam for breakfast. What about you, Sam?
I'm not as early as you. I woke up at 7:15. The first thing I did was brush my teeth and wash my face.
Bedritteln.
Then I made scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. And of course, lots of coffee. I really can't function without my morning coffee.
I totally understand. Coffee is so important. So, listeners, you can see that Sam and I have similar morning routines, but also some differences.
That's exactly why talking about daily routines is such a great conversation topic. Everyone does similar activities, but in their own unique way.
Right. And it's also perfect for practicing English grammar. You use present tense verbs like I wake up, I eat, I go to work.
Great point. You also practice time expressions like at 7 o'clock and in the morning. So today we'll have a complete conversation about daily routines, practice with examples, and teach you useful vocabulary.
Perfect. Let's start our main conversation about daily routines. This will give you a great example to listen to and learn from.
Great idea. So Nora, let's start from the very beginning of the day. What time do you usually wake up on a typical weekday?
On weekdays, I usually wake up at 6:30. Sometimes it's 6:25, sometimes 6:35, but around that time.
Wow, that's consistently early.
Yeah, what about weekends? Do I sleep in? Not really. I usually still wake up around 7 or 7:15. I guess my body's just used to the routine now.
You're definitely a natural morning person. I'm quite different. On weekdays, I wake up around 7 o'clock, but on weekends, I love sleeping until 8:30 or even 9.
9 o'clock sounds so luxurious.
It really is. Do you use an alarm clock or do you wake up naturally?
I set my alarm for 6:30 just to be safe, but honestly, I usually wake up a few minutes before it goes off. My internal clock is pretty reliable now.
That's amazing. I definitely need my alarm. And I'll admit, sometimes I hit the snooze button once or twice. I'm just not a natural early riser like you.
The snooze button, so many people do that. So, what's the very first thing you do when you actually get out of bed?
The first thing I always do is go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and splash cold water on my face. That cold water really helps me wake up completely.
Cold water is such a good trick. I do something similar. Right after I get up, I make my bed first. It makes me feel organized.
Oh, that's a really good habit.
Then I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth. After that, I take my shower. Do you shower in the morning or at night?
I'm actually more of a night shower person. I like to shower before bed because it helps me relax and sleep better.
That makes sense.
But in the summer, when it's really hot, sometimes I'll take a quick shower in the morning too. What about you? Do you always shower in the morning?
Yes, always. It makes me feel completely awake and fresh. Plus, it helps me wake up my brain for the day ahead. Now, let's talk about breakfast. What do you usually eat?
I love a traditional breakfast. Usually, I have eggs, either scrambled or fried, with toast. Sometimes I'll add some fruit, like banana slice.
That sounds hearty and delicious.
And of course, I always have coffee with breakfast. I drink it with a little bit of milk, but no sugar. What about you? What's your typical breakfast?
I prefer lighter breakfasts. I usually have yogurt with fresh berries, strawberries, or blueberries. Sometimes I'll add some granola for extra crunch and energy.
That sounds really healthy and refreshing.
And I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, but later in the day I prefer green tea. How long does your whole morning routine take?
From waking up to leaving for work, it takes me about an hour and 15 minutes. That includes bathroom time, breakfast, getting dressed, and reading the news on my phone.
Reading the news is a good habit. Mine takes about 1 hour total. I don't like to rush in the morning. I prefer to take my time and start the day calmly.
That's such a smart approach. Now, let's talk about work. What time do you start work and how do you get there?
I start at 9 o'clock. I work in an office downtown, so I have to commute every day. I usually leave home at 8 o'clock to give myself plenty of time.
An hour commute. Do you drive or take public transportation?
I take the subway. It takes about 45 minutes from door to door. I actually enjoy it because I can read books or listen to podcasts during the ride.
That's a great way to use that time productively. I'm really fortunate because I work from home most days. My commute is just walking from my bedroom to my home office.
That's so convenient. Do you ever miss being around coworkers, though?
Sometimes I do miss the social interaction. That's why I try to go into the office once or twice a week just to see everyone and have face-to-face conversation.
That sounds like the perfect balance. Now, let's talk about lunch. What time do you usually eat and what do you have?
When I work from home, I usually eat lunch around 1 o'clock. I like to eat a little later so I can focus on work through the morning without interruption.
That makes sense. I eat earlier, around 12:30. My office gives us 1 hour for lunch, which is nice.
1 hour is perfect. What do you usually eat for lunch?
I usually bring lunch from home, maybe a salad with chicken or a sandwich with vegetables. But sometimes my coworkers and I go out to try a new restaurant nearby.
That sounds fun. Going out with coworkers is great for building relationships. When I work from home, I usually make something simple like pasta with vegetables or soup, or sometimes I just heat up leftovers from dinner.
Leftovers are perfect for lunch. Do you take a proper break after eating or do you go right back to work?
I'm trying to get better at taking real breaks. Usually I'll eat lunch and then take a 10 or 15-minute walk outside. The fresh air really helps me feel energized for the afternoon.
Walking after lunch is so good for you. I sometimes take a quick walk around our office building or chat with coworkers for a few minutes before going back to my desk.
Perfect. What time do you usually finish work?
I finish at 5:30. Then I have my commute home, so I usually get back to my apartment around 6:15 or 6:30. What about you?
I try to stop working around 5:30 too. Even though I work from home, I think it's really important to create a clear boundary between work time and personal time.
Absolutely. That's so important for work-life balance. Now let's talk about evening routines. What's the first thing you do when you finish work?
I always take about 15 to 20 minutes to decompress. I might sit on my couch and listen to some music or just sit quietly and relax. It helps me transition from work mode to evening mode.
That sounds so peaceful and necessary. When I get home, the first thing I do is change into comfortable clothes. Then I usually make some herbal tea and sit down for a few minutes.
Changing clothes is such a good ritual for ending the workday. What time do you usually eat dinner?
I try to eat dinner around 7 o'clock. I don't like eating too late because it can affect my sleep. Do you cook for yourself most nights?
I cook maybe 3 or 4 nights a week. I enjoy cooking, but sometimes when I'm really tired, I'll order delivery food or just make something really simple, like a salad or sandwich.
That's totally reasonable. I love cooking. It's actually relaxing for me. I probably cook 5 nights a week, but when I'm exhausted, I might order pizza or Chinese food.
There's nothing wrong with takeout sometimes. After dinner, what do you like to do to relax?
It depends on my mood. Sometimes I watch Netflix or a movie. Other times I read a book or do some gentle yoga. I also like to call my family or friends to catch up.
Calling family and friends is so important for staying connected. I do similar things. I might watch a TV show, read, or sometimes I play video games for an hour just to unwind.
Video games can be really relaxing. What time do you usually go to bed?
I'm definitely more of a night owl. I usually go to bed around 11 or 11:30, sometimes even midnight on weekends if I'm watching a really good movie.
Midnight? You really are a night person. I try to be in bed by 10:30 because I need my 8 hours of sleep to feel good for my early wake-up time.
8 hours is perfect. Do you have a bedtime routine? Things you always do before going to sleep?
Yes, I have a simple routine. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and sometimes I write in my journal for a few minutes. It helps me process the day and clear my mind.
Writing in a journal is such a wonderful habit. My routine is similar: brush teeth, wash face, and set my alarm for the next morning. Then I usually read for about 10 or 15 minutes before falling asleep.
Reading before bed is so relaxing. Okay, listeners, you just heard a complete conversation about daily routines from morning to night. Now let's practice with some example situations.
These practice examples will help you use daily routine conversations in real life situations. Let's start with meeting a new friend. Nora, imagine we just met at a coffee shop.
Perfect. I might say, "Hi, Sam. You look like you're full of energy this morning. Are you a morning person or a night person?"
I'm definitely more of a night person. I usually stay up pretty late and wake up around 7. What about you?
Oh, wow. I'm completely the opposite. I'm such a morning person. I wake up at 6:30 every day and I'm in bed by 10:30. Do you drink a lot of coffee to wake up?
Yes, absolutely. I can't function without my morning coffee. I probably drink 3 cups before noon. How about you? Are you more of a coffee person or tea person?
This is such a natural conversation. Notice how we asked follow-up questions and shared our experiences. Let's try example 2, talking with coworkers.
Great idea. So we're at work during lunch break. Nora, where do you usually eat lunch?
I usually eat in the office cafeteria with people from my team. The food is pretty good, and it's nice to chat with everyone and take a real break from work.
That sounds really nice. Since I work from home, I usually eat at my kitchen table. Sometimes I eat while checking emails, which is probably not the best habit.
We all do that sometimes. Do you take any kind of lunch break, or do you just eat quickly and keep working?
I'm trying to get better at taking real breaks. Lately, I've been eating lunch and then taking a walk around my neighborhood for 15 minutes. It really helps me focus better in the afternoon.
That's such a good idea. Walking after lunch gives you so much more energy. Great workplace conversation. Now let's try example 3, weekend routines.
Weekend routines are usually different from weekday routines. Nora, do you have a different routine on Saturday and Sunday?
A little bit different, but not too much. I still wake up pretty early, maybe 7 instead of 6:30, but I take my time more. I might make pancakes or a bigger breakfast.
Pancakes sound amazing. I love weekend mornings because I can sleep in until 8:30 or 9. Then I make a big brunch and read the newspaper.
Reading the newspaper with brunch sounds so relaxing. What else do you like to do on weekend mornings?
I love going for longer walks, maybe visiting a farmer's market, or doing some household chores like laundry or cleaning. Weekend mornings feel so peaceful and unhurried.
Exactly. Now let's do example 4, talking about healthy habits in your routine. Sam, do you try to exercise regularly?
I try to. I usually go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, usually in the evening after work. I'm not super consistent, but I'm working on it.
2 or 3 times is great. I prefer morning exercise. I do yoga or go for a run about 4 times a week, usually before work. It gives me energy for the whole day.
Morning exercise sounds amazing, but I'm just not energetic enough that early. Do you have any other healthy habits in your routine?
I try to drink lots of water throughout the day, and I eat vegetables with every meal if possible. Oh, and I limit myself to just 2 cups of coffee per day.
Only 2 cups of coffee? You have more willpower than me. I also try to get 8 hours of sleep every night. Sleep is so important for everything: energy, mood, health.
Sleep is huge. And finally, example 5, talking about how you relax after a stressful day. What do you do when you've had a really tough day at work?
When I'm really stressed, I like to take a long, hot shower and then watch something funny on TV. Comedy shows always help me laugh and forget about work stress.
Laughter is such good medicine. When I'm stressed, I usually listen to calming music and do some deep breathing exercises or meditation.
Meditation is so good for stress. Do you ever take baths to relax?
Yes, a warm bath with essential oils and maybe some candles is perfect after a really long day. It's like hitting the reset button.
That sounds incredibly peaceful. Excellent examples, everyone. Now let's move to our vocabulary section where we'll teach you the most useful phrases for daily routine conversation.
This is really important. We'll give you phrases that you can start using immediately in your own conversations about daily routines.
Let's start with the most essential phrase: I usually. This shows your normal routine. For example, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock.
Perfect. You can also use other frequency words. I always brush my teeth before bed. I sometimes take a shower at night. I never skip breakfast.
Great examples. Another super useful phrase is after that, I. This connects two activities in sequence. I wake up. After that, I brush my teeth.
You can also say, then I, which means exactly the same thing. I have breakfast, then I get dressed for work.
Exactly. For talking about different parts of the day, use in the morning I, in the afternoon I, in the evening I like to.
Notice for evening activities, we often say, I like to, because these are usually enjoyable, relaxing things. In the evening, I like to read.
Great point. And for bedtime routines, use before bed I. For example, before bed, I always read for 15 minutes.
Now, let's practice time expressions. Use at with specific times, at 7 o'clock, at noon, at midnight.
Use in with parts of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. But remember, we say at night, not in the night.
Right, and use on with days. On Monday, on weekends, on weekdays. These little prepositions make a big difference.
Let's review essential daily routine verbs. Wake up, get dressed, have breakfast, go to work, eat lunch, come home, cook dinner, go to bed.
Those are the most important ones. Now, how do you ask questions about routines? Try, what time do you usually wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? How do you get to work?
Or what time do you go to bed? What do you do to relax? These questions are perfect for starting conversations and keeping them going naturally.
When someone asks about your routine, keep answers simple and natural. Then always ask, what about you, to keep the conversation flowing.
Yes, and add small details to make it interesting. Instead of just, I wake up at 7, try, I wake up at 7 because I like to have time for a good breakfast.
Adding because gives a reason and makes your answer more complete. People love understanding the why behind your habits.
Perfect advice. Now let's wrap up today's lesson. We've covered so much useful information about talking about daily routines in English.
We started by sharing our own morning routines, then had a complete conversation covering the whole day from waking up to going to sleep.
We practiced 5 different conversation situations: meeting new friends, workplace conversations, weekend routines, healthy habits, and stress relief techniques.
And we taught you essential vocabulary and phrases like I usually, after that, in the evening I like to, and before bed I.
Now it's time for your homework. This week, try to have at least 3 conversations about daily routines with different people.
Yes, practice with friends, family, classmates, or coworkers. Use the phrases we taught you today, and remember to ask follow-up questions to keep conversations interesting.
Don't worry about making mistakes. The most important thing is to practice and communicate. People will understand you and you'll improve with every conversation.
Exactly. And listen to this episode again to review all the vocabulary and examples. Repetition is key to language learning success.
Thank you so much for listening to English with Sam and Nora today. We really hope this lesson about daily routines was helpful and practical for you.
Remember, talking about daily routines is one of the easiest ways to connect with English speakers. Everyone has routines, so everyone can relate to this topic.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every conversation is an opportunity to improve your English skills.
We'll be back next week with another practical English lesson. Until then, enjoy practicing your daily routine conversations.
Goodbye, everyone, and have a wonderful day following your own unique daily routine.
See you next time on English with Sam and Nora.